Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning into the LL3 podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful, swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. Whew. Well, I was trying to decide what I was going to do. I was thinking about doing about the 12th Amendment and all that. But it's like, everyone says, hey, just look it up. To me, I wasn't really that interested at first, and I was going through my Facebook page and seeing what was going on happening in New York. They're trying to pull some tyrannical bill to the Assembly, and conflicts with their Empire State's own Bill of Rights. Looks like a lot of it's based on COVID-19 and all that good crap. The 24/7 excuse for everything. And went through YouTube, which I'm not too crazy about at times. However, Alpha News posted this about a woman named Larvita McFarquhar. Hopefully I pronounced her name correctly. Owns a restaurant called Haven's Garden, which is in Lynn, Minnesota. And it looks like she has been having a dispute with a couple of executive orders from the state, saying she couldn't have this many people and indoor dining and all that. So I had to listen, and it looks like she had a lawyer trying to represent her. I'm going to read a couple articles on it, but however, I am going to leave the link, her Facebook page, to this show as well, so folks can really know what's really happening. And I'm just very annoyed about this, and I say this respectfully. So I'm going to be reading a couple things from a couple articles, past articles, and why is it in a couple of letters too. And this one's be titled Haven's Garden Under Siege. Alright. Well, it looks like she lost her case, according to this MarshallIndependent.com, but she is planning to appeal. And one here says, appeal filed in Haven's Garden in court case. Marshall, a Lynn restaurant being sued for violating COVID-19 restrictions, is appealing a restraining order against the business, Minnesota court record said. This was written by Deb Gow, staff writer. On December 22nd, the attorney representing Haven's Garden gave notice to the Minnesota Court of Appeals that they would be appealing a Ramsey County judge's ruling, ordering a temporary restraining order, the court record said. Earlier this year, the judge ordered that Haven's Garden obey restrictions against indoor dining, as well as any future executive orders affecting bars and restaurants. It's interesting. I was actually looking for Lynn, Minnesota, and it was in a county called Lyon. Lyon County, Lyon. That's like the southwest section of the state. Why it has to go to Ramsey County? I'm a little bit green in this area, so I'll admit it. But I'll continue on here. Earlier this month, the judge ordered Haven Gardens obey restrictions against indoor dining, as well as any future executive orders affecting bars and restaurants. It tells you what his judge's belly's up to, or holds his commitment to, right? Status chump as usual. And Haven's Garden held an indoor gathering for around 80 to 100 people on November 27th, and has been open for indoor dining over the past month. Haven's Garden owner Larvita McFarquhar, hopefully I pronounced her name correctly, was found in constructive civil contempt of court on December 18th. Yeah, the judge is in contempt, as far as I'm concerned. after she says she will not follow the restraining orders. McFarquhar would be fined $250 for each day her business was in violation of COVID-19 restrictions, the judge ruled. While the Havens Garden will be appealing the restraining order, online records for the Minnesota Court of Appeals do not show that any hearings have been set for the matter yet. Documents filed for the Havens Garden show that attorney Nathan Hansen planned to argue the restraining order was a violation of McFarquhar's 14th Amendment rights. I just smacked myself in the head. Why are you using in the corporation doctrine? Counsel Hansen. At a December 16th hearing, Peterson argued that the executive orders against indoor dining were not being applied equally in violation of the 14th Amendment. Peterson said Governor Tim Walz had not ordered restaurants and casinos on Native American reservations to close, although he had the power to do so. That's why you lost. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be biased here. Good grief. At that hearing, Minnesota Assistant Attorney Katrin Vose responded that Native American tribes are sovereign nations and have their own authority to regulate casinos and restaurants on their land. As of Monday morning, no new hearings have been set in McFarquhar's case in Ramsey County District Court. I gotta say this, Counsel Hansen, his big mistake was using the incorporate doctrination and trying to compare. According to this article, I don't know what he said. I'm going to have to look at it as transcripts of the case. But the truth of the matter is, folks, it goes a lot deeper than that. I asked the question, how about the sheriff, which is Lyon County Sheriff Eric Wallen, has he stepped in? Well, I found out it was just the opposite, according to the Minnesota Sun.com. And this is on the 29th, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's on the 29th. And hold on here, I'm just going to do a little switcheroo. On the 29th, this is what it has to say. Of course, Alpha News reported, which is good, and I thank them for that. And came out on the 29th. This is by Anthony Godkowski. A local health agency is threatening to strip a Land Minnesota restaurant owner. Sorry about that. Lynn, Minnesota restaurant owner for food service license for proceeding with an open mic night event on Friday. Levita McFarquhar, hopefully I pronounced the name correctly, owner of Havens Garden, has already been threatened by the Attorney General's office and her local sheriff with thousands of dollars in fines, up to a year in jail in a lawsuit, Alpha News reported. Well, Eric Wallen, if that's the case, you're a yes man, a status Uncle Tom. Yes, boss, a delegated House of Field peasant. Yes, boss, I'll do exactly as I say, boss. Pathetic. You're not a sheriff, you're a chump. And I say that out of respect. I will say it right to you directly. All right? You're a yes boy. Junior. Not afraid to call these clowns out. And don't worry, I let the sheriffs of my county know about that too. So, please. Under an executive order from Tom Waltz, bars and restaurants are required to close for in-person service for at least 4 weeks to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Now Southwest Health and Human Services is threatening to revoke McFarquhar's food service license for violating that order. Havens Garden was issued a 2020 food service license by SWHHS. This license is contingent on meeting applicable state and local requirements, including Executive Order 2099. Indoor dining and planned gathering schedule for the 27th from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. would be considered a violation of EOs 2099, requiring SWHHS inspection staff to proceed with enforcement action. Jason Kloss, health manager for SWHSS, said in a recent letter to Mafracure. Kloss said Mafracure's restaurant could be ordered to close immediately if conditions are found that can impact the health and safety of the public. This notification is a reminder that Southwest Health and Human Services will charge a reinspection fee to follow up inspections related to the enforcement of Executive Order 2099 requirements. In addition to this reinspection fee, SWHHS will initiate administrative action against your food service license if corrective actions are not taken on observed violations, he continued. Kloss also called Mafracure early this week to inform her that she could lose her license, according to a recording of the conversation obtained by Alpha News. Believe me, I take no joy in doing this, but I have to enforce the governor's executive order, and if you do happen to have a gathering, then yeah, we'll proceed with administrative action against your license, Kloss said in a phone call. Yes, you are nothing more than another tyrannical butt boy, Mr. Kloss. A bend-over Bob. You should be branded as well, property of Governor Waltz. You should wear shackles and chains, go, yes, master. I'll do anything you say, master. Thank you, master. On your knees. Bend over. How far and wide, master? That's right. That's to him and to Sheriff Wallen and the Attorney General as well. And anyone else that supports these orders. Pathetic, unmerited, treasonous, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I have the right to use those terms. If they get offended, who the hell cares? Free speech still stands. This is my natural right to say it. Even if I was in Minnesota, I'll be using that as well. And I read the letter on this matter. I'm trying to find out where it's at. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's a couple of... You can read it right here. And I'm just going to get a little bit closer. And, of course, Thomas Wilfart wrote this. And you can send him an email. Don't worry, it's on the Facebook page, so you can look it up yourself. Another bobblehead. Another yes man. And it's interesting because according to this complaint from Tim Wilford and, of course, Jason Glass didn't say it, but it violated these orders on December 9th, Executive Order 2081. Food customers and food workers were not wearing masks, face coverings. And, of course, 2099, the establishment was open for indoor dining. Customers were observed in the establishment consuming beverages. Oh my goodness! Everyone run to the hills! That's right. I have the right to ridicule them. Well, here's the thing. Where in this Minnesota Constitution this executive order legit? We're going to read it. And I'm going to start off in Article 1 of Minnesota's Constitution's Bill of Rights. And as it reads, Object of Government, Section 1. Government is instituted for the security and benefit and protection of the people in whom all political power is inherited, together with the right to alter and modify or reform government whenever required by the public good. Okay, how is this order legit? It's not. And we can hit number 2. Rights and privileges. No member of the state shall be disenfranchised or deprived of any of the rights or privileges secured to any citizen thereof, unless by the law of the land or judgment of his peers. And of course, they use that whole, you talk about going to a farm too. Okay? There shall neither be neither slavery nor involuntary servitude in the state otherwise than as a punishment for a crime which the party has been convicted. Tell me, all you yes people in Minnesota, tell me how those executive orders are legit. So, I'll hit section 4. Right to a trial by jury, including a civil case. Hey, I say bring it to a jury. The right of a trial by jury shall remain inviolate and shall extend all cases at law without regard to the amount in controversy. A jury trial may be waived by the parties in all cases in the matter of prescribed by law. I'll just leave it at that. Of course, legislature may provide that agreement of 5/6 of a jury in a civil action or proceeding after not less than 6-hour deliberation is a sufficient verdict. So, I'm just wondering if she had a trial of her peers. Yeah, I might have to look a little further. And of course, we hit number 5. No excessive bail or unusual punishment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel or unusual punishment inflicted. Well, financially, telling how to run a business considered unusual, cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. Yeah, we can use that. We'll hit section 9. Treason against the state consists only in levying war against the state, or in adhering to its enemies, give them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless under the testimony of 2 witnesses to the same overt act or a confession in open court. Well, you're doing a levying on small businesses in the state of Minnesota. Can that be treasonous? Yeah, I can say that. And of course, Article 1, Section 10, unreasonable searches and seizures prohibited. The right of the people to be secured is equivalent to the Fourth Amendment. All right, so I don't have to read this completely. It's very similar. All right, and there should be a warrant. Yeah, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Sometimes you don't have to. You have the right to don't incriminate yourselves. So I'll give you that too. Here's another one, Section 11. Attainers, ex post facto laws, and laws of parent contracts prohibited. No bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or any law impairing the obligation of contracts shall be passed, and no conviction shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture of estate. So, I can tell you this particular executive order is considered an impairing contract. Impairing of the obligation of contracts. Violates Article 1, Section 11 of Minnesota's Constitution. Prima facie just cause. Explain to all little minions, including Eric Wallen, Sheriff Eric Wallen, explain to me how come you're not defending this person or any other small business. Sheriff Wallen, explain that to me. You can't. And 15, it's interesting because I'm looking at Lands Alodile, avoid agricultural leases. It's funny about the whole thing. It looks like it's more like agriculture related. But they're trying to control someone else's land. So, but I could be mistaken here. All lands within the state are alodile, and feudal tenures of every description with their incidents are prohibited. So here's 16. I'll just hit the first sentence here. The enumeration of rights in this Constitution shall not deny or impair others retained and inherited in the people. The right, that's it. I'll leave it at that. That's equivalent to the 9th Amendment. So you have a right to own property, right to run it, and should not be infringed. Article 1, Section 16 of the state constitution. What's the hard about that? And if you keep on looking here, the governor's oath, right? Governor's oath. Let me see if I can bring it out here. Oh, no problem. The governor has her duties here. Okay, Tim Waltz. Okay, has some obligations. And here's you got to look at it. Hold on here. Boop. Yeah, little Article 5. Yeah, there you go. Section 3. Yeah, Article 5, Section 3. So Article 5, Section 3. Hold on here. I'm on my phone, so there. Article 5, Section 3 says it the best. And as it reads here, the governor shall communicate by message to each session of the legislature information touching the state and country. He is the commander-in-chief of the military and naval forces and may call them out to execute the laws, suppress insurrection, and repel invasion. I'm just wondering how come he didn't do that during the riots. Probably did. He may require an opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to his duties. With the advice and the consent of the Senate, he may appoint notary publics and other officers provided by law. He may appoint commissioners that take acknowledgement of deeds or other instrument in writing to use in the state. He shall take, so he may just use that, other instruments in writing, okay? But still is an invalid contract, right? And of course, he shall take that the laws be faithfully executed, which he breached. He shall fill any vacancy that may occur in the offices of Secretary of State, Auditor, Attorney General, and other state and district offices hereafter created by law until the end of the term for which the person who had vacated the office was elected on the first Monday in January, following the next general election, whichever is sooner, until a successor is chosen and qualified. Okay, so, and it's funny about it, based on this, Article Section 5, me hit Section 8 as well. Okay? Right? Is that Section... Nope, sorry about that. Yeah, Article 5, Section 6. Forgive me, folks. Forgive me. Article 5, Section 6. The oath of office of state officers. Each officer created by this article before entering upon his duty shall take an oath or affirmation to support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and to discharge faithfully the duties of his office to the best of his judgment and ability. You can see Lieutenant Governor do the same thing, too, according to this. So, that's one of the areas that's insane, right? And here's another thing, too, folks. There's a such thing as a recall. All right? There's such thing as a recall. And one moment here, it's got a... on my phone here, Article 8, Section 6, said the same thing. And, hold on, okay, 8, Section 6. Is it 8? Article 8, Section 6. Ooh, I goofed up. Wrong one. Sorry, kiddies. I hit 11 by accident. Though I'm using Ballotpedia, so they're pretty good on these areas. Yeah, there you go. Article 8, Section 6 reads here, recall. Any member of the Senate or the House of Representatives, an executive officer of the state in Section 1, Article 5 of the Constitution, or a judge of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, or district court is subject to recall from office by the voters. Interesting. So, the grounds for recall of a judge shall be established by the Supreme Court. The grounds for recall of an officer other than the judge are serious malfeasance and nonfeasance during the term of office in the performance of his duties, the office or conviction during the term of office of a serious crime. A petition for recall must set forth a specific conduct that may warrant recall. A petition shall not be issued. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that right there. But here's the thing. It's got to be at least 25% of the voters. Okay, so you can definitely look at it. It can be signed and all that, eligible voters, not less than 25%. Then you can do the election. That's Article 8, Section 6. And if you want to do it for your sheriff, that would be considered Article 5, Section 6. And let's see what that has to say here. Let me see. Article 5, Section 6? No, Article 4. Good grief. I'm like miscuing here. Sorry, folks. I'm a little bit jacked up here. So, Article 4, Section 8. Probably very similar. Oath of office. Okay. Each member of officer or the legislature before entering. Each member of the office of the legislature before entering upon his duty shall take an oath. Okay, same thing, very similar, but it's a little bit different. But you know what? I say do a recall on him as well. Because here's another thing too, folks. The sheriff violated his oath of office under Article 4, Section 8 as well. So, I say do a recall on that piece of work as well. So, I think that's a very good idea. And look, and if Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan don't support this, do a recall vote on her as well. This is nothing more than tyrannical bobbleheads trying to tell you folks in the land of 10,000 lakes on how to live, what to say, what to do, and you have to say, yes, master, I will comply, or yes, mistress, forget about it. It's really one big turnoff indeed. I do find this tyrannical to the core, and these individuals need to be out. Or even throw them in jail, as far as I'm concerned. Including the Attorney General, as far as I'm concerned. Not more than tyrannical scumbags. And I say that with love. Well, you know what? That will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something that's interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence to Decorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes and the links to this episode on my Spreaker page. If you want to contact me, you can hit me at LokiLuck3@gmail.com or LokiLuckNumbers03@protonmail.com. If you want to do a donation, you can hit me at paypal.me/LokiLuck3 or Cash App with the same code /LokiLuck3. The folks in Minnesota, wherever you're at, support all the small businesses, Haven's Garden, anyone that's being violated. Support their rights. If you don't, yours are going to be next. And prove me wrong if you dare. Once again, thank you for your time. But always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.